Hi, I'm Nicole Coleman, and I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Classical and Modern Languages, Literatures, and Cultures. And I'm going to present two tools for you today to make lectures more interactive. I think the tools are both really easy to use, and so I'm going to just spend a minute of saying why these tools are really nice for online classes. So think about your regular class. What do you do there? You explain some kind of concept, and students ask questions about the concept. You answer those questions. There's some interaction around that concept. You may check for understanding, and then maybe you ask students to get into small groups and work with that concept. Whatever class it is that you're teaching, that's likely going to happen at some point. If you now, for online classes, record a lecture, the interactive part of asking questions isn't really there, or it's at least not integrated. Students may write you emails to ask questions or use a discussion forum, a Q&A forum maybe. If they jump right into a discussion forum to engage with each other, you are actually missing kind of that piece where you're interacting with the lecture. It's more like you're sending them to a different room to then engage with you instead of being right there. So while recording lectures in PowerPoint is really useful and really nice, there are a couple of tools that will help you to get this piece that you're missing from regular lectures back into class. And those two tools that I'm presenting to you now are Voicethread and Edpuzzle. So let me share my screen and show you how both of those work and how they differ and what you can do with them. So here we are in Voicethread, and it's voicethread.com. You sign up with a free account. If you have a lot of lectures that you're preparing, you probably want to sign up for a paid account because the free one has limited space, but the functionalities are the same. So what you can do here is you can create, and if you hit create, you can add media. That media can be anything. It can be a PowerPoint, it can be a picture, it can be an audio file, it can be multiple pictures. So I already uploaded two things. One is just a picture that you could use as a warm-up. And to edit this, you can add comments. And the comment can be typed, or it could be recorded just with voice, or it can be recorded as a video comment. I usually use audio, but you could also do video, which is always nice to see a face. You could also do the audio recording and the typed one so that you have multiple means of engaging with the content, which is always good for accessibility. Your students later will actually have the exact same ways of interacting with this product. So they can type or speak basically onto this slide. And what that helps you do is you can ask questions right within your presentation. So for instance, this could be a warm-up in which I ask students by recording an audio comment or typing to describe it. So I'm a language teacher, so I may use this to get thinking about some vocabulary or just some creative writing, whatever it is that I want to do. So this is just for one picture, but it's even more useful for whole slideshows. So let me click out of this and open a slideshow. So here is just a regular PowerPoint that I have created in PowerPoint, and I uploaded it through the Create Media button. And now I can basically play this, but by making a comment on each slide where I want to make a comment. So I can narrate my PowerPoint in here, right in Voicethread. But while I do so, I could ask a question. So I can explain something and say, so what could be examples of that? Or do you have any questions here before we move on? And so if students get to that point, then they can respond to you right here And those questions and answers will show up on the left side later when you go in. Once you're done with this and you're clicking through the slides in the bottom to then, again, comment, your audio comment. And once you're done with this, you click up here and you share and can do two things. You can either copy the link and allow anyone to view or comment, and that is obviously what you want for your students, or you can also embed. If you embed, you can actually post it into a page on Canvas when you go to the HTML and just paste that in. And then students can actually engage with your voice thread right from Canvas. And that way you can ask students not only to watch a lecture, but to answer questions, to ask their own questions, to interact with the lecture right there before they get into the discussion forum, before they get to apply the concept, the scenario in a small group or in discussion forum. The second tool that I want to show you is called Edpuzzle. Again, sign up for a free account. And this one, I really haven't found yet why you would not have a free account. And then you click on content and you can search for content. So I'm, for instance, trying to explain sustainability to my students in a very easy way so that language students in the third semester can understand it. Not very easy. So I put this up here, which basically means sustainably, simple explanation of sustainability. I searched and up came this. So the first part are Edpuzzles that are already done by other people. So I could check these out and see whether any of these work. But what also comes up are YouTube videos that are exactly what you were looking for. So you're not creating your own video, which you also can, but you can use videos that already exist. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So let's say I like this one. So I choose that as my own now. And when I hit edit, I can do multiple things. I can cut. So if I say, okay, the beginning is really great, but you know what? I really don't need that end part here. And I add a cut. So there we go. Then I could add voiceover, which is probably not what I want to do because it's already there. But what I find really useful is to add questions. So you can decide at any point in your video to add questions or notes. So I have, for instance, given background information in a note, or you could give vocabulary questions if this is a language class in your note. And you can have basically the quiz questions show up right where you want them in a video. So students are not going out of a video looking at a quiz and then you're telling them, hey, the answer to my question was actually at minute so-and-so, but rather you have it all integrated in one. So checking for understanding after a lecture is particularly easy with this. And you could also upload your own lecture into Edpuzzle and do the same thing. So if you already did your narrated PowerPoint, you can upload it to here and then edit in the same way. Cut it. You probably don't want to do that because you already did it, you narrated it, but you can add questions, multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, and also notes to explain something further. For some reason, it just plays, so I'm sorry about that. But again, so you can choose a point in time when you want to add a question, you hit that here, you type your multiple choice question, you type your choices, you save, and these will be graded automatically because you're choosing which of the choices the right one is, and or open-ended questions, which obviously are not auto-graded. So once you're done with that, you're going to click finish. You're done with your editing, and you can assign. So you can hit assign. You can add a start date, you can add a due date. You can also prevent skipping so that students don't just skip to where the questions are. You can have closed captioning, which is good for accessibility. If you already have a class, it's gonna show up here. Otherwise, you add a class, and let's just add a test class right here. We're gonna create the class. We're gonna assign it. Just make it available today. And now you will see it shows up here. But up here are my classes. And this is my test class. I can invite students to come into the test class. So Edpuzzle probably makes more sense if you want to use this multiple times during the semester so that students do not have these multiple accounts outside of Canvas. But you invite students, and then you will have all students listed here. Here's your class code. And there will be a gradebook for that. And again, multiple choice questions will be auto-graded, much like in Canvas, but it's right with the lecture. It's right there, which is a nice, part of that. Yeah, I think that's basically it already. So if you want to either put the check for understanding right where your lecture is in the video, Edpuzzle works great. Voicethread works as well, though, for that, because students can type in when you ask a question. But Voicethread particularly is really nice for making your lectures more interactive and replicating a little bit of what you're missing from your online classes, and that is the interaction between students and instructor outside of a discussion forum, but right where the explanations happen. All right, I hope this helps, and you're gonna check it out.